Hello everybody, welcome to the Magma Flows Advanced tutorial. This is the 5th track that's a part of the Kirby Air Ride All Tracks Advanced tutorial series that I'm making here. So before we get into it and break it down, we are going to start by watching the footage that I have prepared with no audio, just watching through the gameplay, and then we're going to come back and break it down. So here we go. All right, so now let's break it down. So this is a rocket level, so we're going to be doing the same thing that we did in Fantasy Meadows, and that is I'm going to zoom out here. Once again, as always, you don't have to. It's up to preference, but I would recommend zooming out in this track specifically because it helps you, it gives you a wider view of the track, and at a certain point, that's actually pretty helpful for predicting what you should do with a certain cycle that you're handed. So I'll get more into that. That's about halfway through the lap. I'll get more into that as we get there. But first, we're going to start out here, holding L and zooming out. And also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but we're going to be holding up as we are charging. And so that makes it so Kirby inches forward here. So this is an important thing right off the bat. We call it the 70 boost. Basically, if you let go of the boost at a very specific time, I think there's a couple frames, you get a 70 boost instead of a 50 boost. That saves about a whole second because it really helps you get to this wall that's right ahead of us and do a certain strat that gets us through this first part of the lap pretty quick. So I'm going to scroll back here just a little bit to show you exactly where it is. So basically, you see how when Kirby is fully charged, that gauge flashes a little bit. You basically want to let go as soon as it flashes, like on that little flash. So bam, like see how it all lights up? You want to let go right there. It's like right after you get fully charged. So you don't want to release as soon as you get fully charged. You want to release a little later. And then if you do it correctly, you will get the 70 boost. It is not easy to get every single time. It's going to take a lot of practice. It's a very specific timing, but with a little bit of practice, you'll definitely be able to get it. So basically, we're going to do that, and with the 70 boost, it allows us to get to this wall over here. Well, this invisible wall, and then once we hit this wall, we're going to hold left and A, and that will make it so we will slide around here and just be able to get to this point quicker. So as you see, we're going to start holding A as soon as we run into this invisible wall, and as soon as I do that, I'm going to start holding left. So that's going to make it so I get this fire elephant, and then I'm still going to be sliding around here, and I'll go right around the corner. And then by then, my charge will be done, so I can let go and then go forward here. So I'm going to be tapping A pretty vigorously through here, while holding left to get around this corner. So just keep on tapping it. You do not want to hit the walls. You just want to like slide around here. So when we get to this part, we're going to do our double boosts. Double boosts are pretty important in this level. Not so much here, but you definitely want to get them both off of here. You want to get your double boost on this one and on this green boost as well. So here we go, 2 double boosts, and then you'll land right onto this rail. I think you want to land on right when it's turning to 8 or still at 7. That's pretty nice. So we're going to be on this rail, and then as soon as this rail ends, I'm going to start charging here. And while also slightly turning left, so I'm able to get as far right as I can, because I want to hit this ramp right here. So I'm going to be charging, going to let go, hit this ramp. I hold down a little bit, I think. That's just so you don't fly off of this ramp and instantly hit this steam right here, because if you do, then you'll start like fumbling around here, and it'll be really slow, and you won't be able to continue with your charge momentum that you got, so, or with your boost momentum too. So you're coming up here, you're gonna still have the fire. As long as you got here pretty quick, you're gonna still have the fire. You want to snipe. What I always do is I try to snipe this bird and this bird. I try to take care of 2 of them. So a strat that you could do is, and what I usually do is I kill this one with a fire, and then I shoot that one. See how I kind of shot the fire like right in front of the bird? Sometimes I do it even more, like I'll put the fire here so the bird will run into it, and then when the bird runs into it, you will get the boost. So I'll be like boosting around here, and then I'll get even more of a boost because I killed that bird because it ran into the fire. But that time I shot it pretty close to it, so I got the boost immediately. But yeah, you want to kill them. By killing the 2 of those birds, you get a good enough speed, and when you have decent speed, you could start your charge around here. My visual cue is I start charging around here by this left light lamp thing. So right around here, I'll start my boost, and I'll start turning left, and then I'll let go into this strip. And then right here, I'm going to start charging right about here, like right before it turns gray, I believe. Or as soon as it turns gray, because I want to charge onto this rail. Because you're basically going to be going really fast, so if you don't charge on that rail, you're going to be going down this path. So let's talk about this fork. All right, so there's 3 different paths. The left path, absolutely awful. Try your best to not go down there. Not only is it really slow, but it does not even have a sword. These 2 paths have a sword. This one has a bird. So immediately, really, really bad. This one, the best. Just really good. You go right through it, and it has a sword at the end, and it has some enemies before the sword to kill, which I'll show in a minute. And then this one is a little slower. This one's about slower by, I could say upwards even to like 3 seconds. This could be pretty slow, but it's okay because this does have a sword. So even if you land in here, you could do like a decent backup strat and just continue with that sword. And, you know, you'll lose some time, but you won't really be too messed up. But you will if you go in this left path here. So this level's very cycle based. If you do a lot of the same strats as me and have the same basic speed, you will usually be getting the same cycles every time. And even if you're really consistent at your time, whether it be maybe 5 seconds slower than mine or 10 or whatever, but you're able to get that time every time or close to that time every time, you'll be noticing the same cycles. So this part is where I think that zooming out comes in handy, because right around here when you're first initially charging, if you're zoomed out, you can see what the cycles are better. And then also when you're charging right here, it makes it so that you could see what you're about to hit better. Because if you're zoomed all the way in, sometimes you might not be able to see over this this charging part of Rocket. So I'm going to charge there, and I'm going to shoot off here as soon as I'm fully charged and as soon as the rail takes me to this part. And that will always be the same. The cycles aren't RNG. It's always the same cycles. So then I'm going to go here. I'm going to hit A and left as soon as I hit the ground to try to position myself. and also so I don't run into that wall. Then I'm gonna grab this sword. I'm gonna try to. If I run into that first guy, that's okay, but I'm going to try to go to a little to the right of him, of this plasma. Now, this guy, I want to definitely go to the right of him. If you run into that plasma after hitting the first one, you'll usually just get hit, and that'll be bad. So you want to cut, if you could cut all 3 of those guys, it's fine, but just 1 or 2 is okay as well. And you want to go into this left path, always. You want to start boosting right before you get on this rail. And then as soon as your charge is ready, you want to let go. Then you want to start charging. I charge pretty early, I see. I see a lot of other people do this level, and they charge about around here. But I charge a little earlier. But either way, you want to start charging here and then go off this rail. I adjust myself a little bit. I've seen also other players not adjust themselves there. Not hold left and press A, just like hold left. I personally find tapping A to, just help me set up my angle a little better. But it's up to preference. You could do either or. My way is probably a tiny bit slower anyway. So I want to cut these dales here. I want to cut all 3 of them. And then readjust myself for this kind of rock path. So right here, I want to be holding left and starting to tap A. If you're holding left with rocket, you will slow down, or left or right, as like while you're turning, you will slow down. And then when you start pressing A, you will shoot off in that direction more. That's kind of hard to explain, but kind of as I showed right there. It's sort of how like Slick does it, where Slick will be holding a certain direction and then turning, and then when you let go of your charge, you will go in that direction. It's kind of the same with Rocket. So we're gonna go around here. I want to go off the middle of this, around here, and then as soon as I get off, I want to start holding A, and then as soon as I get to this, I want to let go of A and then hit A again, so I get a double boost. Then I'm going to hold right, and I want to go over here, get another double boost there, and then hold right again and get a final double boost there. Then around here, I think I want to start holding left, and then as soon as I grab that bomb, I want to start holding my charge. So I want to go over here, then I hold left a little bit, and as soon as I get that bomb, I hold my charge and I start turning right. And that will make it so you get around this boost. This is a hard strat. This is probably going to take you a lot of practice to get down. I've seen this done this same way, but I've seen it done a couple different ways. Some people sometimes run into this wall here, go and grab this, and they're able to make it across. I always find it easier to just go around this wall and then grab it. All right, see, I hit the wall a little bit, but I'm not trying to like actively run into it. And then I grab it and I turn around here. So yeah, that's just gonna take a lot of practice. It's a lot of muscle memory. It's kind of hard to explain. I hope I did a decent job about explaining it. So we get the bomb. The bomb is pretty important here to going very fast, because you could throw away the bomb and then you can grab a sword, not the sword, but a sword that's coming up here. Now, you will also sometimes, when you're doing this strat, grab the fire elephant instead. That's okay. That's not like, see that fire elephant? That's okay. That's not the worst thing ever. But you won't be able to get the sword coming up, which is pretty important for going really fast and getting the good cycle. Although you don't need the sword to get the good second lap cycle. But so we are going to go here, let go past this sword. And so these are on a cycle too. Basically, there's these green boost pads here that rotate, and you want to hope that you get a good cycle. If you get one over here, you could try to go left a little bit more and hit it. Luckily, I had a really nice cycle right here, so I could just run right into it, get the double boost there, get the double boost here, and then when I get the double boost there, I start charging. Actually, a lot of times, you can start charging before. If you get 2 good double boosts right there, you can start charging before that green boost, which is kind of what I did. I started because what you could do is you start charging before, and then while you're charging, you run into it. I kind of missed that last green boost, but that's okay. That's fine too. So then you want to get onto this wall after that third green boost, after you have a lot of speed, and you want to grab this sword here, and then right around, and not holding any directions, and right around here, you want to start holding right. That will slow you down. Because right now you're going pretty fast and you'll probably go into the dirt. So that will slow you down and get you to go around that corner. Then around here you want to start tapping A again, get your double boosts. cut through here, and then you want to start boosting as soon as you get off the rail again. Let go, cut that guy. So now that we have the sword, we could cut through all 3 of these guys, which is good. That'll keep our momentum, and that'll make us go fast. And then if you get those cuts on those guys and you're going pretty fast, you can start charging around here, even before the light fixture. So you get your charge going here. And now this is where, like, zooming out, like I said in the first lap, is pretty important. So you can see this is where reacting to where this rail is going to come in handy. Basically, around here, I'm not going to boost. I'm just going to go through here. If you get there really early and it's still over, if the cycle is still over in this left entrance over here, you can do the same thing that we did with the first lap, which start your boost around here and then boost on the rail and then let go as you go through. That is the quickest way, but that is also hard to deal with sometimes, because when you do that, if you do that boost off that rail on the second and third lap, now we have these guys here. So you might just go here and you want to tap A because you still don't want to hit this wall, and by doing that, sometimes you might grab this bomb instead, and that is bad because then you can't get the sword because you can't throw away the bomb in time, and then sometimes you'll grab this Waddle Dee and it will kill the sword. So that takes a little bit of practice, but it's something that you can be able to deal with. It's not like an impossible situation. It's just hard. So without boosting on that rail, we're going to go right through here. We're going to grab this guy, kill the bomb, and then grab the sword, cut through those guys. Also, if you could cut through that garbage witch enemy, that's cool. So then you cut through all those guys, start boosting on the rail, start boosting before the entrance, cut through the dales, and now you'll have the sword so you can cut through those guys. Start holding left and then tapping A after you're holding left. Then start doing your strat again. You're gonna bump into that wall like I was saying earlier, and then grab that bomb. Most likely, I've seen it where you, like I was saying in the first lap, where you completely pass that wall and don't even bump into it. But usually you will bump into it. So you are going to throw that bomb away. You're going to go here. Luckily, I got a good cycle. And then I'm going to try to get on this part of the wall as soon as possible. You want to get on this wall, by the way, on this side, so you could grab the sword. If you're, like, too far off of it, sometimes you'll just hit the sword and go right past him. It's kind of weird how sometimes you won't grab it, sometimes you will. I don't exactly know exactly how it works, but yeah. So you're going to start boosting around here. Cut through these Bronto birds. So right here, you could do a strat called boostless. Basically, if you have enough speed, which I did not, if you have enough speed going into this rail, basically if you got 2 good double boosts on these previous boost pads here, you can fly into this rail, and then this guy will be around here. If he is, you could press A to get down on the ground, and I recommend checking out the Speed Rider World Record video of Rocket Magma. They do it very well. And you want to stomp on the ground as quick as you can, and you're going to cut this guy. You're going to cut the sword, and then you're going to hold left and tap A to go around this end. You're going to cut this guy, and then when you get off this rail, you're going to hit down so you can fly off that rail, and then you'll still have the sword so you could go and you could cut the fire elephants over there. And it's good, so you don't have to boost. But we are going to boost. That guy was not in good position for me to do a boostless. Gonna let go, cut through those guys, start boosting around that fire. So here I got the good cycle there. I got the down the middle every single time, so that was really nice. Going to do the same thing that we did with the third lap with using the Waddle Dee to kill the bomb. I did not mean to spin there, by the way, so do not replicate that. Let go here, cut through these guys, and then this is gonna be the same like it was in the first and second lap. But this time, actually, it's going to be different because there is no bomb. What you want to do is you want to basically do the same thing. Now, as you saw, there is a scary bird there, but you will grab a garbage enemy and you will shoot it. You will either shoot it at the wall as you're boosting alongside this part, or you will shoot it and kill the bird. Either way, you should be okay. As long as you do the strat fine, you should not get the bird. You just got to watch out. Try to keep to the right side and away from the middle. So here we're going to grab the boosts and then right down the middle. So that was Magma Flow's Rocket Star. Now we are going to go through the entire track again, review what we have seen. So here we go. So we're going to start out here, charging, zooming out. Let go a little bit after you're completely charged to get the 70 boost. Start going around here, start boosting, do the double boost on those green pads. Start boosting as soon as you get off the rail. Snipe the birds. Start boosting at that fire in the wall. Start cutting those guys. Go to the right of them so you don't run into them and bonk. Charge here. Charge a little bit before this entrance. Let go here. Make sure you don't run into the wall. Start holding left and then hitting A. So do your double boost on these boost pads. Grab the bomb. Let go of the bomb. Don't get that sword. And watch out for getting hit. Get some nice double boosts on there so you could easily go around that corner. Start doing the double boost there as well. Start boosting around here. Let go. Cut that guy. If you have the fire, you won't be able to cut through those guys. So that's why you want the sword. Use that garbage enemy to kill the bomb and then grab the sword. Charge up here. Cut through the dales, and with the sword you can now cut through those fire elephants too. Do this boosting strat, and as soon as you pop, like bounce off the wall, you grab the bomb and then hold left to go around that area. Get a nice double boost there and start holding right on that wall as you turn around the corner. You could do boostless here, but if the sword is not in range, just start boosting as soon as you get off that rail. Boost around here. Make sure you know what cycle you're on. Make sure you you notice the cycles. Cut through all these guys. Start boosting right before you hit that rail, as always. So then you want to do this big strat one last time. Like I said, this strat is going to take a lot of practice. Or at least it took me a lot of practice. Watch out for that bird. Sometimes the garbage enemy you suck up will kill the bird. And then double boost to victory. So, thank you for watching. That was Rocket Magma Flows. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or on Twitter or anything. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial, which is Beanstalk Park.